explain. What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Not many characters are as popular as Batman, who we know is a regular human being that happens to be rich, bold, and smart enough to stand shoulder to shoulder with the greatest superpowered people in the universe of DC. Before we begin, let's establish the power difference between these two iconic characters. Darkseid, a new god, is undoubtedly one of DC's strongest beings. With his immense strength, invulnerability, and Omega beams, his Omega beams are more powerful than Superman's heat vision. And that's not even half of what Darkseid is capable of, because he is also an incredibly intelligent being who knows how to manipulate people and formulate strategies that allow him to win without needing to enter the battlefield. On the other hand, Batman, a mere mortal, lacks superhuman abilities. However, what he lacks in power, he compensates with his unmatched intelligence, determination, and strategic thinking. In that regard, Darkseid is supposed to be much stronger than Batman because of his raw physical strength and different powers and abilities. But the thing about Batman is that he has always been able to defeat almost any kind of enemy as long as he knew what he was facing and he had enough preparation time. As such, he has beaten Darkseid a few times despite the apparent gap in their powers. Batman has defeated Darkseid 6 times in the comics and TV shows, movies. So let's look at all the times that Batman defeated Darkseid ranked in terms of how difficult it was for him to beat this new god. Number 6. The Brave and the Bold. Batman, the Brave and the Bold is somewhat of a wacky Batman animated TV show but is still very much true to Batman's character. In this series, Darkseid is strong enough to defeat all of the members of the Justice League because that's how strong he is. Of course, the only one able to survive the initial attack was Batman, who challenged the new god. The Dark Knight challenged Darkseid to a one-on-one fight without using any superpowers. Of course, Darkseid easily defeated Batman and was ready to finish him off. But Batman was able to use Boom Tube Generator to his advantage. They could reverse the Boom Tube Generator signal to send Darkseid back to Apocalypse before he could kill Batman. Although Batman didn't do much in that fight, he still defeated the much more powerful villain. Number 5. Robin Rises. At one point, Robin died in the comics in the Robin Dies storyline. However, Batman knew that his dead son's corpse was in Apocalypse because Darkseid was using the energy reserves in Damian's body to power up his Omega cannon. But Batman wanted Damian back. So he needed to go to Apocalypse and face the terrifying new god. And the only way for him to have a chance against Darkseid was to use the Hellbat suit. Despite how powerful the Hellbat suit is, Darkseid pushes Batman to his very limit as he is brutally wounded in that fight. But he found a way to divert the power of his suit so that he could flee with Damian's corpse. This took a massive toll on Batman's body because of how demanding the Hellbat suit was. Eventually, Batman died, and his son was able to rise from the dead as he had to die to defeat Darkseid and save Damian. Number 4. Rock of Ages. The storyline of Rock of Ages follows the story of Bruce traveling to Apocalypse to try to stop Darkseid from using the anti-life equation to make Earth submissive to his will. And the thing that Batman did in this storyline was very interesting because he had to pose as Darkseid's master torturer named Assad. Batman impersonated this character and worked for Darkseid on Apocalypse for many years so that he could sabotage the new god's plans. As such, he could defeat Darkseid without even fighting him in straight-up combat as he stopped the evil new god from achieving his ultimate goal. Number 3. The Darkseid War. In the Darkseid War, Darkseid sent out his massive Parademon army to Earth Zero to seek revenge. Darkseid and the Justice League fought in what seemed to be a multi-stage battle. The members of the Justice League tried their best to resist the new god, only for Batman to aid them at the right time. It was when Batman used the Mobius chair after gaining control of it that they defeated and killed Darkseid in Universe 3. As such, this wasn't Batman's sole victory alone, as they all chipped in together to defeat the evil god in that battle. But Batman's role in that win was big enough for him to put this on his resume. Number 2. Final Crisis. Final Crisis is arguably the most straightforward fight between Batman and Darkseid, which allows us to see Darkseid's biggest weakness. As such, Batman could defeat Darkseid, like how he often defeats Superman in their fights. It was revealed in Final Crisis that Darkseid is weak to radiation, which means that his physiology gave Batman an ace in the hole. Batman used a radiation bullet on Darkseid to kill the new god and come out on top as the winner of the fight without trying to square up against the much more powerful opponent. Number 1. Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. This is probably the most interesting way that Batman defeated Darkseid because it showcased how far the Dark Knight was willing to go to defeat an opponent. In this animated movie, Darkseid kidnapped Supergirl to win her over to his side. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman went to Apocalypse to rescue Supergirl. Darkseid beat up both Superman and Wonder Woman, and it was up to Batman to try to save the day. Batman found a way to hack into Darkseid's Hellspawn weapon and used this as a bargaining chip in exchange for Supergirl. The evil new god realized that he didn't have a choice after he found out that Batman wasn't bluffing, and that was when he allowed Batman to go home with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Supergirl. In fact, Darkseid was so impressed that Batman was willing to destroy Darkseid's planet to get what he wanted.